Well, hell, it was supposed to pause and it didn't do it. Let me see if I can prop this thing up. Alright, here we go. Greg the Rant Man's back. Only this time I got something a little serious for you guys to think about. Because honestly, I've had it up to my eyeballs with schools and their bullshit. No bullying policies, and everybody's sitting there, oh, well, let's walk out of school and talk about violence. Now, here, you know what? I was a little dude, and I'm not that big now. Hell, I'm only 5'7", weigh $160. But, you know, you schools sit there and you make policies and you tell a kid they can't defend themselves against bullies, and then you wonder why in the hell one out of every, I don't know how many, because I haven't done the math on it, but some kid comes in and shoots the damn place up or comes in with a bomb to blow the place up. You know, kids getting bullied, there's only one way to stop a freaking bully, and that's to kick the dog shit out of them or get your ass kicked trying. But one thing you have done is earn respect. Now, you kids that are out there, you're thinking about it, thinking about going to your school and shooting the place up and getting revenge, your best revenge, stand up. Stand up to the bullies. Take their damn power from them. Sit there and look them straight dead in the eyes when they're harassing you and tell them, let's go. Right here. Win, lose, whatever. I'm done. You are not going to make me a victim anymore. I will no longer be a victim because you are a coward. And that's all bullies are. They're cowards. They're chicken shit punks. I'm going to tell you rich kids something, you poor kids something, all of you. Everybody's got your own sets. Your own little clique that you belong to when you're in school. It does not mean dick in the real world. When you're no longer in school, when you're no longer in college, when you're no longer in a technical school, whatever, your little clique doesn't mean squat. When you get out there and you are earning a living just like the rest of us, or like you should be, because there's too many of you out there that aren't doing it. But that's another rant altogether, and I'll make fun of you guys. See, that's the thing about my rant channel. I want to make fun of people, including myself. You know, I say I was a little guy in school. Allow me to elaborate some. From the time I was 5 until I was 13, I stood a grand total of 3 feet, 6 inches tall, and my weight never went over 58 pounds. I peaked at 58 for 8 years. From the time I was 13 until I was 17, I was 4'9". And then I shot up to a whopping 5'7". Not a big guy. But I tell you what, the bullies I got the bullies' attention because I only put up with bullshit for so damn long. And believe me, it wasn't very long. I would rather take a suspension for rolling around on the ground punching some punk-ass piece of shit in the mouth over and over and over, bashing their face into the concrete, a locker, whatever. I would rather get in trouble for kicking the crap out of somebody and taking my shots. Didn't bother me to get hit. Oh, believe me, I had access to guns. I never once thought about doing it, though. Okay, well, I'll take that back. There were a couple guys I seriously thought about removing from the gene pool personally. But I knew it was wrong, so I didn't do it. It's more personal. You get more respect when you stand up to them. And you bullies, especially, and it's the rich kids usually that are the worst about it. Because the poor kids, they kind of stick together. The nerds, they stick together. But you rich kids, you seem to think that because you're at a higher financial status than these other kids, you think, hey, it's okay. We're the popular kids. We can do what we want. We can say what we want. When you get out in the real world, it don't mean shit. You got to make it on your own, just like the rest of us. And even if you are a trust fund kid and you want to go ahead and put people down, belittle them, you're not doing it because you're better than them. You're doing it because you're a weak piece of human garbage. You are insecure, and you know the only thing that makes you significant is that trust fund you got. You know, I don't believe in white privilege. They ran out of that shit before I got born. They did. Because I've had to bust my ass my whole life to have anything, and I've still got basically nothing right now. But you know what? What few things I have bought and built and done on my own, I'm damn proud of it. And I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if your opinion of me is lower than whale shit. Because honestly, if you're out there picking on somebody because they're smart, you're an idiot. Because odds are you're going to end up working for one of these nerds that you've been picking on. Okay? Odds are you're going to end up working for one of the stoners that you're picking on. And you jocks, hey, knock yourselves out, man. Make it through life being a professional athlete if you're good enough. If you don't get hurt. But here's the newsflash. You're going to end up working for one of those people you picked on in school. Or someone just like them. Okay? And they will have the power at that point to make your life a living hell. If they decide to hold a grudge. So, for all you kids out there that are thinking about it. Now, seriously, I want you to think about this. Okay? Don't go to school and shoot the place up. You know, one, it's a cowardly thing to do. And if you got balls enough to smuggle guns into your school, you got balls enough to walk up to the bully in the cafeteria while that piece of garbage is sitting down and ball up a fist and knock them on their ass, stand over them, and tell them, I am not taking your crap anymore, but I will take my 10-day suspension. And if they get up and beat the crap out of it, man, put up a fight. But I can guarantee you, 99 out of 100 bullies are going to lay there on the floor in shock, and everybody's going to laugh at them. They will then know at that moment the torment that they have put you through. Now, do I think you should do this? Go get yourself suspended? Now, that's not a good idea because it doesn't look good if you're planning on going to college. If you have no intention of going to college, it's up to you. But when they come up to you and they're bullying you in the hallway, they're whatever, wherever it is, stand up to them. Quit backing down. Take their power from them. Get back in their face. Because they feed off of weakness, they feed off of fear, because and the thing is they are more scared than you. They can't handle life. They can't handle their own problems, so they take it out on other people. And it pisses me off because you end up, and here's the thing, you end up with it happening in the workplace. And for the schools, now I'm going to go off on you jackasses. These no bullying policies are nothing but junk. Throw them away. Because here's what happens. See, they had something similar when I was in school. Well, if somebody's bullying you, you need to come tell us so we can take care of it. And you know what they did? Well, shit. It resulted in kids getting singled out because they were trying to get somebody in trouble. And the starting quarterback or forward or whatever, they're not going to get kicked off the team. Because schools are more interested in a state championship or regional championship than they are in actually making sure that everybody at least attempts to get along. Had a kid when I was in school, big dude, huge, mountain of a guy. He and I never liked each other. Honestly, for years, I didn't know why we didn't like each other. We just didn't. We had a face-off. He was roughly 3 times my size. He was about 6 foot tall. I was 4'9". He weighed in excess of 300 pounds, the vast majority of that muscle. I weighed about $120, maybe $130. But I did have something going for me, even though he was the starting nose tackle, that he didn't. And that's that I had a lot of experience actually fighting. And because of my size, I was always fighting somebody bigger than me. Well, he decided he was going to try to push me around at the vending machines in the 10th grade. Told him what to go do with himself and get his ass in the back of the line. If he'd wanted a spot closer to the machine, he should have got there sooner. We locked eyes and stood there for about 5 minutes or so. He backed down. I wasn't going to. Even if he had kicked the dog shit out of me, if they'd come to blows, I don't know who would have won because I had a whole lot of mean built up. I don't like to fight. There was a time I did. But I earned his respect that day, and he and I actually ended up getting along really well after that. He apologized to me. I apologized back. We'd both been having crappy days. Okay? But that's a rare occurrence. But the fact of the matter is it worked. When I didn't back down, I took his power. And he spent that entire time, we were locked eyes, fists ready to go. Balled up. We were ready to throw down. And if he'd hit me, I'd have hit him back. Because I could take a hit. I still can. But it earned his respect. But you schools, and see, here's the funny thing. I got pulled into the office. He didn't because he was the starting nose tackle. I got accused of instigating it, even though I was the one telling him he needed to stand down, back the hell up, get to the back of the line. I had already had my spot. I was there. I'd been there for a couple minutes, taking a step forward, taking a step forward, taking a step forward. I was going to be late to class just so I could have me something to munch on and something to drink. I didn't care. But you schools got to get rid of these stupid this bullshit zero tolerance policies. The reason, and stop punishing kids for reporting the bullies. Don't name names. And that's what you're doing. And that's where a lot of these kids are running into bigger problems. And that's where these kids are coming in later on, with guns that they stole from relatives. And people who, burglarizing people's houses and stealing their guns. And coming into schools and shooting the thing up. Because you teachers, you administrators, are the ones who fucked up. You let the school know who it was. Bullies know exactly who they pick on. So, yeah, you don't necessarily have to name names. But when you call them out, to deal with it, guess what? You just painted a big fucking target all over these kids. And you're idiots for doing it. You teachers know bullying happens. You know who does it. You need to watch the punks that are doing it. And you need to deal with it with no preferential treatment. Screw the state title. Screw the regional title. Whatever. Screw a winning record. Athletics aren't that fucking important. Whether you believe it or not. You may think they are, but they're not. Yeah, they're great. They're competitive it teaches teamwork and all that stuff, but if you got somebody who's not on that team, guess what? They're picked on, they're harassed, and it's merciless. This is a raw spot for me, and I taught my kids, don't ever, ever bow down to a bully. You try to walk away, and if they don't take the hint, warn them. If you continue with this, you will not like the end result. My son in the first grade hospitalized a fifth grader because I got fed up with him getting bullied. He flat fucked that kid up. Took him less than 10 seconds. And you parents who are raising these bullies, I'd love to meet you assholes out in a parking lot. This shit's got to stop. There's only one way to stop it, and that's to stop the bullies. The only way to truly stop a bully is to take their power. And I'm not talking about killing them. I'm talking about humiliating them in front of their peers. Fight them. Even if you lose, they're going to quit. And if you win, they're going to come back for a rematch because they're going to be humiliated. And yeah, they'll come at you again if they kick your ass the first time. They won't win the second time because you're going to have backup. So, you know, and there's the walkouts, bullshit. Don't even get me started on that. You motherfuckers are brainwashing these kids into thinking the right to keep and bear arms is a bad thing. Don't walk out for fun. How many stores got robbed, got looted by these damn high school kids taking off? Students shouldn't be walking out of school to protest violence and then taking it out on people who disagreed with it and acting against them with violence. And that's what's happening. You want to take a stand against violence? No problem. You see somebody getting picked on in school, step up, step in between them and go, hey, back the hell up, because if they don't kick your ass, I'm going to. I'm done with you picking on this dude. I'm done with you picking on this girl. Okay, they're different than you. Guess what? You're different than me. Should I pick on you? I don't like your shoes. I don't like your clothes. Should I pick on you? Nobody's the same. Everybody is completely different from everybody else. Who cares if a kid's gay? Who cares if the kid's got a purple-ass mohawk? Who cares if the kid wants to dye their hair black, put white face makeup on, paint their nails black, and act all bummed out all the time? And mushy little goth kids, it is just, and emo kids, it is just an act. The truly depressed ones will tell you, you're full of shit. Don't be an asshole. Okay? You don't like this video? Hey, great. Hate me for it. I would love to see it in the fucking comments. And I'm not apologizing for my language, because you little shit skids have me pissed off, but not nearly as bad as your parents or the schools who are helping you little punks make other kids' lives miserable. Like I said, bullying's a raw spot for me. Always has been, always will be. And if I see a kid getting bullied, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to talk to their parents about teaching them how to take a bully down in about 10 seconds, where that bully will never, ever want to step up and cause trouble for that kid again, because they're going to be afraid of the end result. Because every time it happens, it's going to get worse. Now I want you guys to all think about that. Do you want your asses kicked? Is it worth it to have your football, basketball, baseball, cheerleading, whatever career ended? Football players love picking on wrestlers. I know, I was a wrestler. I was also a gymnast. Now you think I didn't catch crap about that? I was the first guy on my team to do floor exercise. Think about that. It was a girls' event when I was in gymnastics, when I was a little kid. It was still considered a women's event. But I didn't care. I didn't care what people thought. Because I wasn't afraid of anybody at my school. I didn't care how big or badass they thought they were. You know, but you kids, you guys, you girls, all of you, the ones who are sitting there thinking about, you know, killing somebody because they're picking on you, or killing yourself because they're picking on you, don't. Because they are the weak ones. It's them. It's not you. You didn't do anything wrong. You're being yourself. Keep being yourself. Let them be chicken shit punks. Call them out on it. Hey, look, I'm sorry that you feel that you need to harass and pick on me because you are emotionally and mentally weak. Man, I wish I could help you with that, but, I can't. I'm not qualified. But if you ever want to sit down and talk, hell, we can do that. Who knows? Maybe you'll find out we got a lot more in common than you realize. And that's the thing. You kids in school, y'all got stuff in common. Y'all got some stuff you're going to like that's the same. You're all going to have stuff you don't like that's the same. You're going to disagree with each other. Fine. Hey, that's great. That's the beautiful thing about this country. We can disagree with each other all the fucking time. Then there was a time when you could disagree with somebody and just leave it at that. Hey, you know what? I disagree with you on that. And here's why. And then you'd explain your position. And that was the end of it. Well, they'd explain theirs, you'd explain yours, and you could disagree and things would be fine. You could still get along just because you didn't like each other. And that's the thing. You don't have to like each other to get along. The workforce will prove this to you little shitheads when you get older. But you bullies, your days are numbered. They are. Because at the rate things are going right now, you're going to find yourself looking down the barrel of a gun. Because some kid in your school is going to say, fuck it. And for you idiots that are out there, protesting for having certain guns banned, you may not realize it. In fact, I know you don't realize it because you ain't smart enough yet. Yeah, I just called y'all stupid. And I don't feel bad about it. You ban one thing, it's going to result in something else getting banned. It's going to result in something else getting banned. Second Amendment's gone, and congratulations, we no longer have any rights at all because the only thing that protects the Bill of Rights is the Second Amendment. And for you kids thinking about going to school and shooting it up, I want you to think about that too. How many people are going to end up being completely helpless against criminals who don't pay attention to the fucking law because you decided to be a dickhead? Instead of dealing with something with your fists or dealing with it with your brain, you decided to take the coward's way out and go shoot unarmed people. That's a bullshit move. Go stand up to your bully, and if you get your ass whooped, get your ass whooped. Get up and when it's over, get up. Look at him and smile. And you will never, ever have control over me again. Bullies feed on fear. They feed on weakness because they are scared and they are weak. Picking on somebody else is what gives them power. Take their power and stand up to them. That's all you have to do. And you school administrators and teachers and all that, quit picking on the kids who want to defend, who stand up to these fucking punk bullies. I'm going to keep, if I don't get off here, I'm going to keep going. I want everybody to think about this shit for a while. Because, yeah, y'all got me kind of riled up. And like I said, I don't apologize for my language. Not one little bit. I cuss when I get mad. And I'm not even mad, that's the thing. I'm extremely annoyed. I'm right on the edge of becoming pissed. because I am so sick of the bullshit. I am sick of the media. I am sick of all this stuff. And like I said, bullies have always had a special place with me because I've always enjoyed tearing their ass apart. It was a hobby for me for a while when I was in school to just gut stomp a bully. Because I tried to mind my own business. I could be friends with any group. Any group. The preps, the jocks, the stoners, the nerds. All the weirdos. All the normal kids. I could get along with everybody. I could. And I did. Usually. But there always had to be that one dumbass who wanted to push my buttons. And they had to learn the hard way, you don't push buttons on the little dude because the little dude's going to fuck your day up. I didn't lose very many fights because I was just that damn mean. And the harder they hit me, the harder I came at them. Okay? But I want everybody out there, evaluate yourself. Stop picking on somebody just because they're different from you. That just shows how much of a pussy you are. And I'll call it to you to your face. I don't care. I don't care if you're 7'4", weigh 400 plus pounds. I see you bullying somebody, my little 5'7", 160 pound ass is gonna break one of your fucking knees, and while you're on the ground screaming, I'm gonna start beating the dog shit out of you. Quit bullying people. It just shows how much of a pussy you really are. Quit being bullied. Take their power. Prove to them how much of a pussy they really are. Okay? Show them how weak they are mentally and emotionally. Don't come into school and start killing people. Killing unarmed people is just a coward's move. Don't be a coward. You've had the courage, if you're thinking about working up the courage to go into school and shooting people up, you can sure as hell summon the courage to step up into a bully space and go, no, I'm done. You are going to quit this shit. You're going to quit it right now. I'm repeating myself because I want you guys to understand this. And if you're a parent of a bully, you need your ass kicked. Seriously. Especially if you're allowing it to happen. Now, there's some parents out there, you're not aware that your kid's being a bully. But there's very few of you because it's learned at home. They see you, they're riding with you in the car, they see you make fun of somebody. Guess what? They think, hey, mom does it, dad does it, it's okay. So stop it. Everybody, just quit the shit right now. My God, I'm going to straight go dad on everybody's ass today. Anyway, I'm getting off here before I keep going. I've already gone almost 30 minutes. I hope you idiots learned something today. And yeah, I just called, a lot of you idiots. For those of you who aren't idiots, I hope you enjoyed this today. Like it, hate it, hey, whatever. Don't report it, forward it, send it off. Let's get this thing going around. Let's let people see it because everybody says they feel this way. I don't see too many of you saying it. So get out there and say it. Even if you have to use my face, my voice, and using my face, well, that may not be the most advisable thing. I don't know if anybody should be subjected to this much fucking ugly. Anyway, I want y'all to think about it, and I want y'all to have a great day. Believe it or not, I'm going to. Getting this out of my system just now, man, I feel a whole lot better. So, I'm out. Goodbye.